Well, morning, it's the 13th of January, it's a Sunday, and it's about 7:20. I'm on the River Swale at Hazenby. We were on the Swale at Topcliffe last week. I'm joined by James here, and we're going to have another day's piking. I've just driven back up from seeing my brother and his new little baby, and thought I'd sneak a day's sporting on the way back up to Newcastle. It's freezing, it snowed a little bit overnight. It's not too bad now, there's not any snow around here, it's not too frosty. But we're geared up anyway, ready for the cold weather. Got all the gear ready to rock and roll, and we're going to have a wander up to the very top peg on this stretch on the road bridge, because it's quite deep there and just screams pike. So we're going to see how we get on. I'll keep you updated for the rest of the day, and hopefully we can get a few fish in the bank. Well, good morning again. It's about 8:30 now, so it's about just over an hour since I last spoke to you. And as you can see, I'm settled in, and tackled up. Got a bait out down in the margins here, and I've got one out just over the far side there, just into those snaggy area. And I'll just show you James's swim there. He's fishing on a straight ledger underneath the bridge. He's got a couple of baits out. So the downside to this swim is it's quite noisy, because obviously you've got the main A road there overlapping the river, but hopefully we can bear that if we can catch some good fish. I'm nice and organised again like I was last week. I've got my net there ready. I've got my tackle and my seat and my hooking mat and sling. All my tools there ready to go. Nice and compact. So we're ready for a day's fishing. And fingers crossed we can get some nice pike out today. It's nice weather for it. Perfect piking conditions again, nice and cold. So we'll see what happens. It's exactly 10 o'clock, and just had a bit of excitement down here to the near margin rod. Just had one on about, it's only a jack of about £5 or £6, but took a half mackerel. And as I was bringing it up, a bigger pike came up and had a little bit of a nosy about, which would have been interesting if he'd have got hold of it. But had a bit of fun with him for a few minutes, and then did a big tail walk. Decided to spit the bait out, but I'm not too concerned. It was nice to have a bit of sport. And I was, funnily enough, just saying we're about time we should have been seeing a fish or two. So it's nice, it warms you up a little bit and puts a bit of confidence in you. So hopefully that might kick things off a bit, so we'll see. Well, it's 11:45 and I've just missed my second fish of the day. Felt a really good fish as well. I've lost it in that back eddy there. I'd put a bait in there, convinced it was a pike holding spot, and it's only been there about 15-20 minutes. And I spotted it and it sailed off. Was on the rod straight away and struck. Felt a good deep glide from a fish and it snagged me up. I've ended up snapping, which I don't like to do. Hate leaving a set of trebles in the water, but to be honest with you, the fish was long gone. I left the line for a couple of seconds to feel it, and there was no fish kicking on the other end, so fingers crossed it's got away without the trebles being in it. I think it has, but still a bit gutting. That's 2 fish now I've lost, but not concerned. But it's been quiet other than that really, so we're going to decide on a move. I've had a bait just down here at margins. There's sort of a little bit of collapsed bank, and it's off into a deeper section. I think we're going to have a wander downstream with a lure rod for 20 minutes, have a little look. James is just bringing his rods in now, and we'll see if there's any other likely looking spots, because it's just not happening up here at the minute. I'm quite surprised, but that's fishing. Here's a good lesson for anybody who's wanting to get into river piking, especially in winter. We've pitched up a camp at the top, right the way up the road bridge up there, but it's just not really been happening this morning. We've had those couple of fish that I've lost both of them. James hasn't had anything, which is really surprising underneath that road bridge. So rather than sit on his backside and feel sorry for ourselves, we've come to do something about it. So we've come for a bit of a recce. Just brought big landing net and bag of spinners and an hooking mat and one rod between us, and we're just going to have a little wander. and James is just going to have a chuck in a few spots, more just to check how clear bottom is than anything. But you know, it might be worth indicating whether there's fishing area, if there's any perch or pike around. But it's just good to get out and get your circulation moving again, get warmed up, get a bit of interest back into yourself, and decide if there's a more appropriate spot, because believe you me, 10 minutes in right spot's a lot better than 10 hours in wrong spot. So hopefully we'll find another spot soon. James has just had a pick up on his pike rod. You can see a float's going upstream, which doesn't normally happen, that. And it's just sliding away now, look. And he's in. It's a nice fish. Let me grab that net, mate. Certainly doesn't. You worry about the fish, mate, I've got the net. Got him. Lovely fish, mate, well done. And this is why we move swims when it's not happening, because no sooner had James just flicked that upstream and he got a bite and he got a fish, and it's a lovely fish. £11, 13 ounces. Very lively pike. Beautiful colours, really clean fish. Absolutely immaculate. So we're going to pop it back, probably move swims and try and get another one. It's just coming up to 4:30 now. As you can see, we've moved back up to the original swim from this morning. James had that fish earlier on, which was a lovely fish. Good fight on it, we got it all on film, which is nice to see, and some nice still photographs, so we'll get those on the website as well. We had a couple of tries further down, nothing really happened. Bumped into another guy who was fishing for chub on the stick float with his centre pin. He's had a couple of decent fish today, to about £4, so there's other people around and catching. There's not be long left for today now, about another half an hour or so, and it'll be pitch black, but we're coming into a good time. Like, last knockings fish might be on the cards, you never know. You've got to have your lines at water to catch a fish, so we'll hang around till it gets dark and then pack up and head back home.